Let's break down the real impact of the new budget bill in simple numbers. First, the debt ceiling will increase by up to $5 trillion to avoid default. Next, it makes the 2017 tax cuts permanent. This will cost about $3.3 trillion over 10 years in lost federal revenue. While this sounds like tax relief for everyone, the biggest winners are the wealthiest. The top 20% of earners receive over 70% of the total benefits. The top 1% alone save a minimum of $60,000 each year. Meanwhile, middle-income families get around $1,500. Low-income households see only about $100 to $400 a year. To offset some of these costs, the bill makes deep cuts to social programs. It slashes about $1 trillion from Medicaid. This could leave up to 16 million people without coverage. It also cuts $280 billion from food assistance programs like SNAP. The cuts to SNAP will especially hurt low-income families. Stricter work requirements and tighter eligibility rules could mean many adults without children lose benefits entirely. Seniors and people with disabilities in certain states may also see reduced support. These changes are expected to increase food insecurity. More families could struggle to afford basic groceries and meals for their children. The bill also cuts about $700 billion from other domestic programs. These include education grants, housing assistance, and community development. Reduced funding for education means fewer grants and resources for low-income college students. This makes higher education even less accessible. Cuts to housing programs will make it harder for families to find or keep affordable housing. It could potentially increase homelessness and housing instability. Meanwhile, it provides a new $5 billion per year voucher credit for private school donations. This potentially allows donors to avoid up to $2 billion in capital gains taxes over 10 years. Clean energy and climate incentives worth $550 billion will be repealed or phased out. This impacts electric vehicle tax credits and renewable energy projects. On the other hand, the bill increases defense and border security spending by about $220 billion over 10 years. This includes $150 billion for defense. Funds will go to new drone fleets, advanced missile defense systems, cybersecurity upgrades, and equipment modernization. It also adds $70 billion for border security. Nearly $47 billion goes to new border walls and barriers, $5 billion for new facilities, $4 billion to hire additional border agents, and about $3 billion for surveillance technology and inspection systems. Here's a final snapshot of the overall budget trade-offs. Overall, this budget prioritizes tax breaks for the wealthy and big increases in defense and border security. It cuts essential support for low and middle-income Americans. It leaves the country with higher deficits and deeper debt. And it shifts the real costs onto those who can least afford it and onto future generations. Being proud to be an American isn't only about succeeding in a capitalist democracy, it's about lifting each other up so that every person we meet carries a spark of hope for a better tomorrow.